Welcome back. We're engaged in the program series, The Science of Leadership, and today's focus is the leadership tool, Listening Hard. The ability to make use of other people's insights, their training, their experience, their brains, their eyes, their ears, all of that in the service of better meeting your customers' needs, interests, and concerns, and your organization goals. That responsibility falls to you, because your job as a leader is to get the goals met through the efforts of others. The best way to do that is to start by listening hard. Not listening and forgetting, but listening hard. And the way you do that, when you're starting with your strategic plan, remembering that is your role description, the management, the ongoing management of the strategic plan. One of the first things you do is make use of internal and external sources as you take a look at what's in the environment. When you take a look at government regulations, what the competition is doing, what are the kinds of outputs and processes you're using, and are they working for you? Those kinds of information, those bits of info come from many different sources. So seek it out, use it, and then listen. When you're communicating work assignments to people, ask employees to restate the assignment you've just given them. Remember, you're going to be clear. You're going to, wherever possible, state a quantity, quality, timeliness, cost element to an assignment, particularly to a new and inexperienced person. Have them repeat that back, and then listen to make sure they got it right. Because if you nod off and say, oh, yeah, that's fine, you got it, and then they paint the wrong offices or drive the delivery truck to the wrong place, like Fort Chip instead of Calgary, it's you that's going to be holding the bag at the end of the day. Also, listen to employees' concerns when you're giving work assignments to them. What might seem like a good idea at your level is a good sounding idea, might, when you're working down there and find that, gee, there aren't any trucks to deliver parcels to Calgary or Fort Chip, so maybe we better go with a bus service or a train service or a hotshot service. That might be worth you knowing, particularly if the customer is waiting for their utility generator to be fixed so they can power their community up in the northern regions. Important then to listen to whatever concerns your employees bring up relative to doing the job you just asked them to do. Ask for them to suggest solutions if they have a concern about a particular approach you're suggesting. Ask the person right on the firing line, right in the heat of the kitchen, what do they think will work? And then listen to their answer. And if the answer is something you think you could manage, go with them. Support them from beside rather than leading from in front, turning around and finding there's nobody behind you. When you're discussing performance problems, the usual thing in the past has just been to consider that it was a performance problem of a person, not a performance problem of a facility or equipment, or a performance problem in how a manual or procedure handbook was developed. When you're talking about performance problems with people, ask that other person what they think the causes are of the gap between what you needed and what was happening. Ask them for their solutions, as I mentioned in earlier shows, and then see if there's some way you can support what they're suggesting to make this right. Verify your responses by you saying, in the end, you repeating back to them who's going to do what, when. Not too difficult to do, we just have to make a little time to do it. It's one of those things that's so obvious, it's hiding in plain sight. Don't you be a victim of that. My name is John Moffat. The series is The Science of Leadership. Thank you for joining me today.